Today we're looking at how to have better movement in MW2. After playing over 100 hours, I have seen and learned the best methods for evading and moving around the map as best you can. If you're the type of person, like me, who just can't stay still and sit in the same spot for more than 5 seconds, but you continuously find yourself dying whenever you're rushing around the map, well, by the end of this video, I promise you'll be moving around the maps with grace and speed like the pros, staying alive while doing so, and learning to have that awareness of when to use certain movement techs, so you can rush around and stay alive. All right, with all that being said, let's jump into it. All right, so we're on the map Mercado Las Almas, and we're gonna be basically running laps around it just to see which method is the fastest. The timer will start when we cross this line, and it will end once we cross that yellow line right there. The first test we're running is just a baseline, normal sprinting, no tack sprint, resetting, nothing, just running straight out. Let's go. That's time. For the second test, we're going to be meleeing whenever our tack sprint runs out. It should reset it. Let's go. Not too bad, not too bad. For the third test, we're going to be using diving to reset the tack sprint. You basically want to dive just a little bit before the tack sprint's going to run out. Let's do this. Not too bad, not too bad, not too bad. Now this may come as a surprise to you, but I personally think this is the fastest and best technique to move quickly around the map. But we'll see after the test. If you're wondering why I was spamming my ADS, if you were noticing, I never actually ran out of tack sprint. It's resetting my tack sprint. And as a bonus, when your ADS spam running, your gun's basically already up. And with this meta right now, it's ADS all the way, baby. And it works. Now, obviously, this may take some getting used to because it does kind of throw you off a little bit with the zooming in, zooming out. But once you use it for a little bit, you get used to it. And as you can see, I already have double tap to mount on. So it does get a little bit frustrating, but I feel like it kind of throws players off every now and again. It even throws yourself off. If you don't know what you're doing, the enemy surely doesn't know what you're doing. All right, let's move into some movement techniques that we can use to gain an advantage on our enemy. This one may come as no surprise, but just in general, jump shotting, you know, jumping around corners, or if you're in a gunfight, jumping, it throws the enemy off a lot. You may not think it will throw them off, but it definitely does. It's very useful for when you're coming around a corner. It gives you that peeker's advantage on whoever may be standing here. Even if they're full ADSing, you usually have a jump on them, quite literally. Now, don't forget when you are jumping around a corner, you always want to ADS mid-jump, just so you're ready to shoot. Obviously, you don't want to have your gun down, be hip firing, but you definitely want to be ADSing mid-jump. So if you're looking here, jumping around corners, you know, you can peek. Just literally jump around quite literally almost every corner, and it will help you out a ton. You know, pre-aiming a lot. Just pre-aiming local spots that people are usually at, you know? That's why I love double tap to mount, because you can just mount on everything, man. It gives you such an advantage. No one's looking ready for it. So now with the jump shot, you can always add a prone in with it, right? So you just go down and, you know, shoot while you're laying down or whatnot. You can do whatever you want with it. Spice it up a little bit. Throw in your own little, you know, throw it in. So since we're talking about drop shots, we can go ahead and talk about a couple things that are included with drop shots. Drop shotting is one of the oldest tricks in the book. It's been around for quite a long time. With the drop shot, you don't want to be ADSing while you lay down. So you see how long it takes? If I'm not ADSing, it's a lot quicker, right? Or you want to be shooting throughout the entire thing, so you can just drop shot and, you know, hip fire a little bit, you know, throwing a little bit of hip fire in. ADS to the bottom. So obviously with the drop shotting around the corner, you can definitely snake it a little bit, you know, snaking isn't new either. Unfortunately, snaking is a little bit tough on PC. It's a little bit easier on controller, but, you know, you can definitely look out for a movement video that has how to snake in it. I don't really ever use it. It's a little bit tough on PC, so I don't really ever snake, and there's other techniques you can use. The drop shotting is a little bit nerfed this year. It's a lot slower, but there is a way to quick drop shot. Basically, if you want a quick drop shot, I'll use this corner, for instance, to peek around the corner. You basically auto tac sprint to the corner. And when you get to the corner, you pull back. Either on the keyboard, you press S, or on the controller, you pull back and you drone. So let's see how that looks. It may not look like it's instant on your screen, but on the enemy screen, it's going to look like you're dropping right away. The quick drop shot comes in super handy when you're peeking on these long range corners, or really any corner in general, because you can just run up to it. You know, obviously this is a little head glitch spot. You know, you've probably seen people head glitching here all the time, right? So what you want to do is you just run up to it, drop shot, and catch whoever's shooting, you know, and you can run away quick. So you just drop shot, run back. Okay, so with the drop shot, there's so many techniques we can use. You know, you can use it for multitudes of corners, doors, anywhere really. You know, you could just drop shot around the corner. This technique works increasingly better on walls where they can't even see you. So if you're in this corner, right, once you crouch, they still can't see you. So what you would do is you would crouch at this box here, come down. It's all about knowing where your enemy is. When you're watching, they're gonna be watching here. Most of the time, the gun's already gonna be covering the spot that you're gonna be peeking from, so they won't even see you. So again, you're standing, crouch, lay down. You definitely don't want to go straight into the lay down, because then you're like kind of in this like weird slow movement state where you're kind of stuck. Let's move on to sliding now. So there's only one reason I find to use sliding. It only comes in handy in one scenario. Going around a corner. So let's say for instance you're running and some guy comes around the corner and starts shooting you in the back. Your best option is to get around this corner, right? Obviously you could run around the corner, but if you want to be extra safe, you can slide around the corner, right? So watch this. You can literally turn your slide. I will go around this corner and go into that door. You can turn your slide if you just hold left or right and let go of forward. You can even hold forward while you're doing it too. You can like turn around corners. This is the only reason you could use sliding, is that you can turn around corners. Another scenario, you're running down this hallway, guy decides to peek, you're not ready, you don't have your gun up. Next best option is to get into there, right? Just slide. Now there is technically a slide cancel in the game. It doesn't really do much. There's two versions of it. You can slide in YY. It basically allows you to shoot quicker. It's not useful. I don't think many people are going to be using it. If you do see someone using it, they're just basically doing it for style. There's nothing useful about it. There's just so many other options you can use. Then the other technique is you slide, hold your grenade, and pull your weapon back out. So slide, and your weapon comes back out. I mean, I would never use stuff like this. It's just pointless to me. It'll probably get patched anyways. Let's be real. So diving. As we saw earlier, diving is an option to reset your tactical sprint. Get up, tac sprint resets. This is an option. You can use diving. Diving is probably one of the better options to reset your tac sprint. Just because, you know, you are moving forward when you do dive. It just kind of throws you out of position sometimes. So like, let's say here, like what do you do now? If there's a guy right there, he's gonna kill you, right? It takes time. It takes time to pull out your weapon and all that. It is definitely one of the faster ways to move around the map. If you're playing like a ground war or invasion, or I guess Warzone 2, this might be a good method to run around the map a lot faster, just diving around. Alright, so basically that is the movement meta right now. There's not much to it. There's just basic skills that you can learn. I think the sliding one is really good to get around corners. Not a lot of people know about it. Just jump every corner, man. Just jump every freaking corner. Just jump every time. Learn to jump. Obviously, it's super easy to do. Just jump, peek everything. You'll get the hang of it. I literally jump around the map the majority of the time. Diving, jumping, sliding around corners, you know. Just play around in private lobbies. Also, don't forget to put on a knife if you want to move really fast. The knives are just, you know, obviously the best option for long-term, long-distance running. Tac sprint peeking is obviously very useful. You can just re-peek everything as quick as you can. Show your head for just like a second. You don't need to show people everything. Also, this spot is kind of strong. I don't know why I'm showing this in a movement video, but if you're playing Search and Destroy and you happen to be on Mercado Las Almas, majority of the time I rush right here, jump up, and I hold this angle for a second or two. You can see through to the site. You can see the ledge. You can see anybody peeking there. If you hold here, you can do that. Or you could just be ballsy and peek. Let's talk a little bit more about the ADS spam running, right? As you can see, you move quite quickly with it. And like I said earlier, your gun is basically up half the time. This meta, you know, everyone is holding ADS. People will literally walk around the whole map like this. I'm not kidding you. They will do it. They'll crouch walk around while doing it. They will hold angles all frickin' day. So just, you know, this is probably my favorite technique to get around the map quickly is just ADS spamming quite literally any angle. Sometimes you get caught on a double tap to mount. I have no issue with it. Some people might hate it, but I personally love it because it just pulls you into a mounted position, gives you that recoil stabilization. You can like mount, back off, jump around the corner, back off, jump around the corner, drop shot, you know? There's a lot of, you could just throw all these in, just sprinkle them in like it's little Smash Bros combo session over here, you know what I'm saying? So I hope this guide was helpful for you. Obviously, there's a lot of techniques you can learn in here. The fastest way to sprint around the map. We learned how to instant prone, slide around corners, when to use a jump, when to prone, when to do all these different things. That's all the movement I got for you today. Hopefully it helps you out a little bit. If I missed anything, I don't think I did, let me know down below. If there's anything else you want me to talk about, let me know down below. But with that being said, don't forget to leave a like if the video was helpful for you, or if you're just feeling nice. And if you aren't already subscribed, subscribe. It's free. We're trying to grow this thing into something beautiful. All right, peace out. I'll catch you later.